Hi. So, I was going to tell you this story, and I think it's going to take a little bit, but because it's kind of a long story, and to understand it, I need to tell you about I used to homeschool my kids from 2000, from 1994 till 2003. And I was in a homeschool group, Middle Georgia Christian Home Educators or something like that. It was called, the big long name. Yeah, it was a Christian homeschool group. And it was a pretty big group too. So, yeah, we'd have activities together and stuff, and they'd have a big book sale every year, and they would sell used books too, and because you would buy new curriculum for your kids every year, and so we had so many books. In my big house, and it was even recently because in the room we used to do school, then we turned the room into a bedroom when my daughter came back from college, and then I turned it into a library. So I had like probably over 2,000 books in the big house. And then in the smaller house, I got rid of some books, and I didn't have as many bookshelves. So I had like 1,500 books still in the smaller house. And so I needed to get rid of those books. And so I started to go through them. And Meanwhile, do you like my hair? Because my hair is part of this story too. So, I cut my hair short when I separated. My ex did not like my hair short. So it just kept getting shorter and shorter and shorter, and I even had it like really short. I didn't even have the long part, because I saw this lady that had it really short, and my son said, "Mom, your hair is shorter than mine." But I didn't like it that short. But it got shorter and shorter and shorter, and in 2016 I found this hairstyle on Pinterest. The lady was like this with it in her hair and with it in her face like that, and I'm like, that's what I want. So I got this hairstyle, and I just went to Great Clips. But so lo and behold, I start going to Great Clips, and who do I see but a young lady who, she's about I'm not going to share any names because for privacy. She's about my oldest child's age, so she's in her 30s, and I knew her from homeschool group. And so I started going to her regularly to cut my hair, and I would just instead of going to a hair salon where you spend $45 or whatever, I would just like give her a big tip, and it would just be, when I started going, I think it was only like $15 or something, and I would usually give her 25 or something like that. And and she was from the homeschool group. And so, meanwhile, I'm going through my books. I have all sorts of books. I had, Christian books. I had from my kids' books from when they were little, And um, and books that we bought at the used book sale. I had some homeschool books still too. I threw them. I recycled them. I think what I did. I had so much stuff, you guys. You don't know when I tell you I had a lot of stuff to go through. You can't. My family would know if they saw it. But yeah. So that's why I was really, really proud of myself for the downsizing that I did, because it was a big job. And it took me a year. And, I had to stay behind 3 weeks because there was still more stuff to sort through. After I sold my house, I still had a little bit of stuff to sort through. And then when I decided to buy my RV up here, I even downsized more, and it's just like stuff that like I might have kept, like my coffee maker or whatever. And even I decided to donate my silverware. That was a funny story because my ex found it at the Goodwill. And he's like, "The silverware matches the stuff your mom gave us. Do you still have it?" It was funny because he never texted me. It was funny. He was like, "What the heck?" You texted me about the silverware, really? And I didn't realize that I had given it. I thought I had it somewhere. I thought I had it in the storage, and I was like, "Oh, I did. That was my silverware that he found at the Goodwill." So, anyways, that was funny. And also, for this story, you need to know that I prayed. Yeah, I prayed. I wasn't praying very often, but I was kind of depressed. I had this plan to downsize, sell my house, get an RV, go travel, decide where to, settle, but I was going to travel around. I was going to take the cash from selling my house, which I did, and pay off my debt. I paid off my car, paid off my credit card debt, used some of the money to pay cash for my RV, and I did that. And when I got up here, I found an RV, and I sold my car, took off in it, went to Denver, went to Flagstaff, I went to Arches National Park. I stayed by my brother for a while. My sister-in-law was sick, and so I told you that story before. So yeah, I was able to do it. But I had prayed, not very specifically, for God to give me a sign. Yeah, I did. And so that is what I prayed, because I wanted to keep believing. I really did. And so this was one of the things that God used to draw me back to Him. And it was spring. It was about this time of year. It must have been 2020, I'm thinking. Yeah, it was 2020. Because I started downsizing in December 2019. I had stopped doing Airbnb in, I think that summer, like July. Yeah, I think July 2019 I stopped doing Airbnb. And I also, my house was paid off that I got into the divorce. And so, that's why. And then my house was infested with rats, which really got me going on the downsizing. They were in the den too. They had been in the den where the books were. And it just grossed me out. Not that they were in the books or anything, but anyways, And so some of the books I had, my oldest daughter liked the American Girls, and she used to get the magazine, and she used to get, I don't think we ever got her a doll. She had a pen pal through the magazine, and she would read the little books. And so I am going through the books, and I'm looking at an American Girl book. I think it was called Happy Birthday, Kristen. I'm gonna look for the book on Amazon. So I go. Now, keep in mind that I'm not in touch with anybody. Like, this was, I said I stopped homeschooling in 2003. And my kids had, the older two one had started high school when we stopped homeschooling. And then my oldest son started middle school. I stopped homeschooling him. And then in 2003, I put my middle two in elementary school and my youngest in preschool. And I was burnt out with the homeschooling. Yeah, I really got kind of burnt out by trying to be Little Miss Perfect homeschool Christian mom working in church. I was just burnt out. So anyways, so I wasn't really in touch with a lot of people that homeschooled. I said that I did run into another person that I knew from homeschooling, which was Jarhead and Ginger's Journey, that helped me when I got locked out of my RV in Georgia. But anyways, so the person that cut my hair was the only person that I was really in touch with that I had homeschooled with anymore, because too, there were some people at my church, but I had left that church because I wasn't kicked out of the whole entire church, but I was kicked out of the Celebrate Recovery. So I left that church because I didn't, that was no bueno, not cool. So I started going to another church. So I wasn't in touch with anybody, but the girl that cut my hair. So I opened up the American Girl book, and it's to my hairdresser from her sister for her birthday. Okay, keep listening. So it's from 20 years ago. Yeah, 20 years ago. When we bought it at the used book sale, and my daughter liked those books too, and I guess my hairdresser would read these books too. And so I'm going, I don't even remember what I prayed, and I didn't know what God was going to do, but this was like, okay, and listen, there's more. And it's mind-blowing. But we are friends on Instagram. And I look on Instagram and there's a birthday cake on this girl's Instagram. So if I have any doubt that this is the sign that I'm praying for, now it's gone. Because not only is it my hairdresser's book that I didn't know I had. I didn't even know I had. I'm going through the books and I open it up. I returned the book to her. Her sister couldn't even believe. She was like, she didn't remember because it was so long ago. Her sister could barely believe it. She's like, what? Are you serious? And it was like on her birthday. So I was like, it's almost embarrassing to tell the story because I I didn't really return to God then. I did on September 7th, 2021 though. But yeah. That story was that I still don't believe in coincidences, and so like that was just some people might say, oh, still a coincidence, but I don't believe that. And I just sort of kept that and remembered that. And yeah, that's my story. So, about the American Girl book. All right, y'all have a great Sunday night. Love you. Bye.